here is a perfume brand that came out last year in 2022. The brand is called Hima Jomo, and they have 4 fragrances. And of course, this is the one with summer in the name. Each one is named after a different season. The perfumer for all of them is Delphine Thierry, and this one is called Summer in Paro. And this fragrance is a warm, ambery, resinous, amorous, balsamic, benzoin, and labdanum type of a fragrance with some other really interesting ingredients in here. So I'm looking forward to giving you my thoughts on this summer-based or summer-themed fragrance, I should say, in just a moment. So make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's episode and I give you my thoughts on this summer-themed fragrance called Summer in Paro by Hima Jomo, I'll tell you about the notes, the performance, the longevity. I'll try to break this one down as best as I can on this channel. I want to start the video off first by saying that if you're a fan of fragrance-related content, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it, hit the bell, and give this video a thumbs up. It would really, really mean a lot to me. So, this is a brand that came out last year in 2022. This fragrance was released in 2022. The brand has a total of 4 fragrances currently, each one inspired by a different season. It is a French brand, and this one is called Summer in Paro. Now, of course, I chose this one and I've tried all of them because I do have the Discovery set, and I said, you know what, let me go ahead and pick up the summer version because I think this one would be great to review in the summertime, especially if it conveys thoughts, ideas, and sentiments of being in the summer. And it does have petitgrain, so there are some citrusy ingredients in the opening. There's a little bit of pepper. There's honey in here as well. So I thought to myself, okay, this is going to be a citrus fragrance, but a little bit on the warmer side of things. Well, emphasize warm. There isn't a whole lot of citrus in here, and I thought there would be, at least on account of the petitgrain. And it does make its presence known in the opening, but it quickly evolves into something else, and something, I'm going to be honest, that is really, really special. This is a very warm, rich, ambery fragrance without vanilla. I don't know if vanilla is in the note breakdown or if the perfumer used it. It's not formally listed in the notes, but there could always be a touch of ethyl vanillin in here. But I get the amorous, there's labdanum, there's benzoin, there's honey. Osmanthus is a floral ingredient that sometimes, depending on the quality of the raw material, it can actually smell like peach or apricot. In any case, I'm excited to give you my thoughts on the smell. Let's start things off with a quick look at the presentation first. So like I said to you before in the opening, you are going to get a little bit of freshness. You do have the petitgrain in the opening, and petitgrain has often been referred to as the poor man's neroli. And that's because when they distill the essence from it, from what I've read and what I've been told, not only do they use the fruit, but they use the rind, they use the bark, they use the twigs, they use, basically the entire tree, if you will. So it has some aspects to it that are a little bit on the woodsy side. It has the citrusy appeal to it. It can also come across a little bit floral, and it is used in fragrances like Neroli Portofino by Tom Ford and a few other neroli based fragrances. Usually those neroli fragrances are accentuated by petitgrain ingredient as well. So here what you're getting is a touch of that petitgrain, but you're also getting this warmth that just cannot be ignored. You have this peppery note in the opening, but the honey that's in here, the amorous in the heart, and I know Maison Francis Kurkdjian as a brand utilizes amorous in a few compositions, so I smelled it and I was like, oh, this has like that really nice warm summery feel that I've often associated with some of those fragrances that I've tried in the past. But you do have a lot of warmth. The richness is here, it's undeniable, and it's quite beautiful if I'm being honest with you. The honey, the amorous, the benzoin, the labdanum, and there's also this creamy, rich sandalwood ingredient. So you have this sweet quality that is coming from the sandalwood, and then the osmanthus in the heart also is really full, really rich, and really dense. And like I said, osmanthus can also come across at times smelling a little bit like peach or apricot, and I've had the pleasure of smelling osmanthus oil, essential oil, and it actually does. It's very expensive, by the way, and it does smell like peach or apricot. It was really, really rich, and it had this natural fruity vibe to it. So with this fragrance, the osmanthus is very cleverly worked tucked into the heart, but there is this richness about it that is really, really nice. You know, this is one that's gonna have to break you away from some of those expectations, if you will, of what it means for a fragrance to be dubbed a summer fragrance. Now, I'm not gonna go as far as saying this is a summer-based fragrance, but it is certainly a summer-themed fragrance as far as the note or the name of the fragrance. As far as I'm concerned, yes, this can be worn in the summer, but there's a certain richness about it that would make me want to wear this one in the fall and winter too. It's really, really a beautiful fragrance, and if you have the opportunity to try this one, I know the brand does have a discovery set. This is a bit more suitable for summer nights. In the evening, you're looking for something elegant. Maybe you're attending a formal occasion. You're looking for something that's gonna make heads turn. Beautiful fragrance, Summer in Paro. And I'm gonna leave all of the links down below. This is not a sponsored video. I'm not making any money from this video. Just letting you know that this is a fragrance that I discovered, and I think it's worthy of you discovering it as well. So I'm hoping that I was able to introduce you to a fragrance that you hadn't heard about before. By the way, drop your comments down below if you have heard of this fragrance before, or this brand at least. Do you have any favorites, right? Do you like this one? Do you prefer the winter version? Do you prefer some of the other offerings in the brand? Drop your comments down below. I always love the interaction. Let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. Now, first up, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, for me it is unique. You know, whenever amber is done in a fragrance, usually the brands rely on the heavy use of vanilla, and I'm not getting any vanilla in here. There's the amberous and the benzoin and the labdanum and the honey in the opening. Is just a really nice blending, and of course the sandalwood that's in here as well is doing a wonderful job in this fragrance. So personally, I'm a fan. I think they did a really, really wonderful job with this one. Summer in Paro by Hima Jomo. Of course, in terms of the longevity, you're going to expect about 8 hours on your skin. Projection was great for the first 45 minutes of application. It did radiate within an arm's length. It became an elbow's length scent right around that 5-hour mark, a skin scent right around the 8-hour mark. In terms of the versatility, perfectly unisex, great for any time of the year, to be honest. It gives off a bit more of a formal vibe, and I think it would appeal to somebody who's a little bit older and a little bit more experienced in dealing with niche fragrances. And in terms of the presentation, I think it's really, really nice, very classy and different, and I always appreciate uniqueness and originality. My final verdict on this fragrance is I think it's a great, warm, dry, slightly bright, slightly sweet, rich amber fragrance with creamy sandalwood, fruity osmanthus, and this beautiful touch of honey and pepper in the opening. Summer in Paro. Please try this one if you have the chance to. Once again, they have a discovery set. I'm going to drop all of the links down below. This brand has a lot of really interesting and unique fragrances to check out. If you discover them, I'm telling you, you are going to stand out. You're not going to smell like anybody else. These are really, really unique smells, and Delphine Thierry, the perfumer, did a wonderful job on all 4 of them. Guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this review. That was my review of Summer in Paro by Hima Jomo. If you own or have tried this fragrance or any other fragrance from this brand, let me know what you think. Drop your comments down below. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, and give this video a thumbs up. All of that would really, really mean a lot to me. Thanks again for watching. Love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.